Hi, everyone. Happy New Year to you. Welcome to your season to be purposeful, intentional, and live the life that you deserve. I am May Ambala of the I Am Project, and today we begin an exciting series called The Travel Diaries of the Purposeful Entrepreneur. I'm excited to share with you the amazing insights that we learned on our vacation in Cape Town. I discovered that Cape Town is not just a beautiful, stunning destination where you can take amazing photos, but it is a hub of entrepreneurship. Like everywhere we turned, the innovation, the creativity, the excellence, the diligence, the commitment, the systems. There was so much for us to learn there. And we were like in a free school for 3 weeks. It was amazing. And over the next 3 months, I will be sharing with you the insights that we learned on that trip. So buckle your seatbelts. Let's get ready to learn from those that have already made it in business and see how we can scale and take our businesses to the next level. So today we begin with lesson one. The lessons I learned flying on an airplane. Let's get into it. Lesson one, the customer experience. From checking into the airport to carrying through our bags to walking into the airplane, how the cabin crew received us, how we were escorted to our seats. We had our children with us. It was the first time that they were flying on a plane, how they were just welcomed and taken care of, to how the food was served, to how the cabin crew just oriented us on everything on the plane. The whole trip was just so nice and so quick. We never even felt the pinch of it. I never even got to take a nap. It was, let me say, a 5-hour flight, 2 hours on one flight, 2 hours on another flight, and commuting between flights. But it was so nice. And I was looking at how everything, it's one thing to pay for an air ticket and get from here to there, which is what many businesses in transport do. They feel like their objective is just to get you from where you are to where you desire to go. But I noticed that for them, it's more than just getting you from where you are to where you desire to go. But the comfort, the politeness, the service, how your trip is from where you are to where you desire to go matters to them. And so, as entrepreneurs, we need to ask ourselves a question. What experience are my customers having when they come into my business? From the phone call to them ordering, to them actually experiencing coming into our store or experiencing what we have to offer. What is the customer experience? Somebody might want a product from you, but are you really able to deliver that product with ease, with comfort, where somebody feels like you went above and beyond to really consider their needs and take care of them and cause them to have such a wonderful customer experience? And we need to consider that as entrepreneurs. We really need to put that into consideration, because somebody might get a product from you, but after they've gotten that product, they might be like, I am never going back there because those people never took care of me. They never, engaged with me. I had a terrible experience, and a terrible experience can cause someone to leave your business forever. And you know what they say? It's cheaper to keep the clients that you have than to acquire a new one. It's very expensive to acquire a new client. So the way you take care of your clients, the experience they have will determine how they will stay in your business. That is lesson one. Let's get into lesson two. Lesson two is adaptability. So I noticed, I haven't flown in a long time, and I noticed that airlines, we were on South African Airways, they have really adapted to the times that we are in. The airplane had Wi-Fi. There was a TV in there. There were a lot of things that have changed compared to the way it was a long time ago. And they've adapted to how things are today. For instance, we were able to check in 24 hours before our flight. A long time ago, you could not do that. You had to rush to the airport and check in and choose your seat when you go there 2 hours or 3 hours before your flight. But we were able to check in 24 hours before our flight and pick our seats. So by the time we went there, everything was already finalized and it made things easier for us. So how is your business adapting to the times that we are in? I'll give a practical example. There are some of you who are like, social media is not my thing, it's for kids, or I'm just not a social media person, and da 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 da. It's true that a lot of people are wasting their lives on social media, browsing and commenting on foolish things. But the truth is that your clientele is on social media. Things have changed. Everything is online. How is your business adapting to how things are today? Lesson three. Lesson three is networking is key. Networking is key. So, there are those people who go on a plane and they're like, I don't talk to anybody. I don't know anybody. My role here is to get from where I am to where I am going. But I discovered that actually people have met the love of their life on the airplane. And for you as the entrepreneur, you could actually be meeting your next big business partner on the airplane. So you need to learn how to socialize. You need to learn how to socialize, how to network, how to speak, how to connect on the airplane. Because I'll tell you, in an airplane is where you meet people who are at your level or at a higher level than where you are. Maybe you're just there by chance, but there are CEOs in there. There are big bankers in there. There are people that are running great corporations in there. And if you're able to just speak and start amazing conversations, you'll be amazed at who you are able to meet, not only on the airplane, but in life. So the lesson here is this: as an entrepreneur, you need to learn to connect. You need to learn to start conversations. You need to learn to talk about the business that you are doing, because that's the only way that you will grow your clientele and grow your partnerships. Lesson four. Lesson four is invest in quality. Invest in quality. One of the airplanes we got onto had leather seats, and every single thing that they gave was something of quality. And I realized that, people are willing to pay for quality. People are willing to pay for something premium. There is a group of people out there in the world who are willing to pay for something that is of high quality. We know that there are certain countries, I won't mention any names, and there are certain companies that focus on just low budget items, cheap quality. Somebody gets it today, tomorrow, or 5 days later, it's not working anymore. But for your business, choose to give quality over quantity. Choose to give quality. Go that extra mile. People are willing to pay for something that is beyond average. And there are a lot of people these days who are just like, you know what? I deserve better. I can have better. So I'm going to pay for better. So invest in quality. Put in your very best for your clients in 2025. Lesson five is plan ahead. Plan ahead. For a successful air flight, there is so much meticulous planning in the background, you would be shocked. So my children, it was their first time to be on an airplane, and we got to go into the cockpit. They got to meet the pilot. His name was Pilot Brad, and they had so many amazing conversations in the cockpit and much more. Pilot Brad really got into detail to explain about the all the details that go behind the scenes before the airplane takes off. So actually, I discovered that air travel is much safer than road transport. I tell you, there are so many things they put into consideration before they take off. Wow, we have people who are drinking and driving. There is so much careless driving on the road, but with an airplane, there is so much planning that goes into it. You know, it's 1 in 1,000 odds for planes to actually crash into each other because there are all these systems in the air for them to fly without crashing into each other. And the lesson I learned there is planning. As an entrepreneur, before you take off this year, 2025, have a plan. Have a serious, meticulous, detailed plan. You cannot arrive where you have not planned. You cannot effectively get to where you have not clearly planned. A plan is necessary. So, what is your game plan for this year, for your business? Have you already created a strategic plan? If you have not, we have a training coming up. Just check the comment section and you'll be able to see the link for those details. But you need to have a clear plan. Lesson 6. Lesson 6 is something I mentioned about a little bit. Embrace technology. So airplanes fly on technology. They communicate using technology. The whole aircraft is crafted with technology. They've embraced it and they keep on upgrading. The plane we had in 1905 is totally different from the aircraft that we have today because they are constantly upgrading, constantly embracing technology. You have no idea, but technology is really able to enhance your systems in business, whether it comes to managing your customer relationships, whether it comes to your production systems. Everything can run on technology. How are you upgrading your technological systems this year to really be able to serve your clients better? Get on the train. We are in a tech generation. Lesson 7. Time is money. So, airplanes operate on a strict time schedule. The time that they say the plane is going to take off is the time that it takes off. And the time that the plane is going to land is the time that it lands, sometimes even 10 minutes earlier. They kick off even 10 minutes earlier. But now look at your business. How are you managing your time? Do you give your clients a time frame to say by 12 hours your product will be ready and your client is able to come and find their product ready? The time factor is very important in business. It really adds so much value. So, how is your time management in business? This year, you need to be very deliberate about your time. The first time I traveled to South Africa, I went by bus. And it was such a long trip. I'll tell you, the bus people were very nice. The crew on the bus were very nice, and we had sisters there. It was a good trip, but it took time, especially coming back. Just the time factor was so draining. And on the airplane, I was amazed. I think because of the excitement of my kids, we didn't feel the time factor. Before we knew it, we had arrived. And I am willing to pay for something quicker. So if you're able to deliver your products or your services faster, there are a lot of people who are willing to pay much more to get it quicker. So work on your time this year. Lesson 8. Lesson 8 is risk management. Risk management. I tell you, before the plane took off, the hostesses had to do a demonstration while there was a voice in the background speaking about all the precautions that we need to take in case of loss of oxygen, in case the plane crashes, in case this. Many times as entrepreneurs, we take that as negativity. We think, if I, if I get into, thinking about what's the worst that could happen, I'm being negative, everything will work out, everything will go well. But the truth is that there are planes that have crashed. And for those that were deliberate to tell people where the safety jackets were, where the oxygen masks were, had a higher chance of saving people's lives in case it happened. Which brings us to the fact that you might plan for things to move in a certain way, but they might not go that way. Sometimes in business, things do not go according to plan. If things go wrong, what will you do? So as a good entrepreneur, you really need to get down into detail and look at what are the risks involved in my business? What could go wrong? This is a conversation you need to have this year because many entrepreneurs do not have the risk conversation. And when things go wrong, they get depressed, frustrated, feeling like nothing is working to your advantage. But the truth is that Murphy will come and things might go wrong. When they do, have systems in place to curb those things so that you are able to move ahead in spite of what happens. Risk. Lesson 9. So, lesson 9 is big for me. Global reach, I'll call it global reach or scalability. Okay. So, airplanes are able to get you from one country to another, they connect continents. You are able to go everywhere in the world, experience what you cannot experience in your own country, or even trade on larger scales. They're even able to transport goods from one country to another in a short period of time. One thing I learned there is global reach. You know, if you have a restaurant in a local community, okay, and you're able to reach or you're able to create only 50 products in a day and you're only able to reach the people in that community, it limits your capacity in business. It really limits your capacity in business. I need you to get this. Like, you're able to reach more people. So the question you should ask yourself as an entrepreneur this year is, how can I expand my product line? How can I expand my service line? How can I reach more people? How can I stretch beyond my shop? How can I stretch beyond my community? Scalability. How can you scale? The only way you can increase your profits is by reaching more people. How can your business reach more people this year? Lesson 10 is continuous improvement. So, I always say that the growth of your business depends on your growth as the entrepreneur. As long as you are closed, you have a limited mindset, it will hinder the growth of your business. That is one thing I learned. Airlines are continuously improving. They are continuously getting better. How can you improve? How can you too get better in what you are doing? All these lessons are lessons that we have in our new book, The Purposeful Entrepreneur. Get this book, it will take you to the next level. Apart from that, we have entrepreneurship trainings, programs that can really be able to help you and take you to the next level. So get in touch with us and take your business to the next level. I hope this segment has been amazing for you. Remember, every Wednesday here, we are learning a lesson on business concerning this amazing trip at Cape Town. It will take you to the next level. So subscribe to our channel, like our pages, follow us, and watch out for this space. Next week, Wednesday, come back for your lesson and let's build our businesses and go to the next level. Please type in the comment section which one of the lessons has really stood out for you and what you are going to do going forward in your business. Thank you. See you next week.